Live the gimmick.
When the gimmick is you.
Yeah.
What is a winner is you from? I know what that's from.
Pro Wrestling, NES.
Pro Wrestling.
The old
Starman.
Nintendo game.
I got it sitting right here.
Mm-hmm. So you own it.
Yeah.
If you win when you go in, if you play the tournament and you win a match, each time you win, it comes up and says, "A winner is you."
Okay. I don't remember that. I don't know why I don't remember that.
Because of
But
localization in video games.
Honestly, it probably just doesn't work also.
I have an extra copy I can bring you.
Hey,
Collect all kinds of old Nintendo.
We'll me too. We'll switch around. You give me a copy of that. I'll give you a copy of. Let me see here. I will give you a copy of Jackal that doesn't work. What do you think?
That is our childhood right there. These are the conversations we had. I'll trade you this one for. I traded a girl in elementary school. We lived in Corsicana, Texas. I traded her the Guardian Legend for Gunsmoke. And the Guardian Legend is a fantastic. So is Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke's great, but Guardian Legend was like next level great. And I kept asking for it back, and she didn't bring. She goes, "Well, if you give me mine back, I can bring it to you tomorrow." So my dumbass gave her Gunsmoke back, and I never got Guardian Legend back.
She had both,
and you've been an asshole ever since.
And that's when I stopped trusting people. So
that's when the fight started.
Curtis, a very nice thing that he did for D'Lo Brown while he was out here. With a copy of the Legend of Zelda that he brought in for D'Lo when D'Lo was doing the seminar.
$60 copy of Legend of Zelda.
Gave it to him because D'Lo was talking about Zelda. So D'Lo, when he was out here,
Zelda 1 or Zelda 2?
1.
Like the
Zelda
gold
1.
Yeah.
So I gave him my Switch, and he was like, I have the NES Online and the SNES. So he's playing Zelda on it, and that was like his favorite game when he was a kid. So like we were talking about it, and Curtis heard it, so he brought him in the actual copy of it, and he was so happy. D'Lo was like, "Oh man!" So yeah. Trading NES carts, man. That is an old tradition.
It was what we did, man. I grew up in an apartment building. My buddies all lived upstairs, man. It was just like weekly. We just bring a stack of tapes upstairs and we just trade. Play.
Times have changed, have they not?
Yeah,
really have.
Yeah, I got this game, but he's got it,
Dad, can you re-up the online service so I can keep playing Mario? I'm like, I got the Nintendo hooked up in my bedroom. Yeah, but this looks better. Son, go to your room now.
Yeah.
It does not look better. Go to your room.
You're a good dad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You got to make them play the classics so they appreciate the new stuff.
I did it.
That's
to JC.
how I started them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What'd you
Jay
start
played
on?
a lot.
What was the first game that you made her play? She was young.
Super Mario Bros. 2.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of his favorite games.
Yeah, she played 2 first, and then I think she played 2 before 1. When she was probably 6, and she was starting to want to play games. And I had my old NES. And the first, I've got a video of it. I actually just showed Nicole it today, Curtis. Like, there's a video that popped up that's her playing. It's like 2011, and JC standing there in front of the TV trying to play Mario 2, and like she's first level, falls down the thing, goes through the first door, and the first mushroom that you can get with the potion. And you hear she goes in and she's trying to get it, but she jumps up, and then jumps over it and falls down. And then it goes back to her. And she goes, "Oh, really? I was trying to get the mushroom." Like, it was so cute to watch it because you're like, I remember this feeling, kid.
Yeah, right?
Get used to it because that's how all of these games are. But that one, and I'm trying to remember she played a lot of the different ones on there, but she, you know what she really liked, and this just reminded me of that time, but she, did you guys ever play Free Realms? It was like an open world game on PS3, and it was like one of those early ones. It's not around anymore, but like she played a lot of that Free Realms game after that. So introducing her into gaming, Psycho Soldier. She played through Psycho Soldier with me. Have you guys ever played Psycho Soldier? Old arcade game. If you ever play an SNK fighting game, you'll see Athena in it, and it's just the main character from Psycho Soldier. But there was my uncle Todd, when we had family reunions at my grandparents' house when I was a kid in Selah, Washington. They had a garage. Well, my Uncle Todd worked on arcade cabinets. That's what he did for a living. So he serviced all the arcade cabinets, all the pizza parlors and everything. Yeah. He still does it, I think. Like, he's still in that business. And he would bring the ones in his truck that he was working on. So during the family reunion, he'd set them up in the garage for us. And we would the kids could go in and he'd just open them up and you didn't need any quarters. You could just flip the quarter thing and play Operation Wolf, there was Punch Out. There was so many track and field. Like there was so much that he had in there. So I think they got it from him, but my cousins, Sid and Derek, they had in their basement, and it's cool. So we went out for my grandmother's funeral services in August, and I stayed at my aunt's house, which is that they're in the same house they were in. And I walked downstairs, and I'm like, this is where that arcade game was. They had it was a tabletop arcade, and it was Psycho Soldier. But I couldn't remember that for the life of me. And we'd sit there and you'd play it, and it was like a side scroller, and the theme music that was burnt into my head. I could still hear it. I knew the lyrics, like I knew everything, but I couldn't remember the name. And it was like 2012. I finally found it online, and it was called Psycho Soldier. And I guess it was one of the first games to have like voice in it. As clear as it was. There's something, but look it up. Anyway, I found it on the PS3 store. So JC and I sat down and played through this old arcade game together. And so, yeah, we shared a lot of that old classic game and stuff. She played a lot of old games and watched a lot of old cartoons, a lot of DuckTales and Beetlejuice. So.
No, that's how you start them, though. Exactly. You don't just throw them right into the new console. Get them used to the old stuff, like the hand-eye coordination, just like we did. And then they work their way up. Now my son is almost better than me at many, many games that he plays. Yeah. we put on the Nintendo, and I still whoop his ass at track and field and psych bike and everything else. He's still got no shot on the Nintendo.
There's a funny meme going around. It's the picture of the original Ninja Turtles, not the arcade game, the original one with the water level with the bombs. And it said, I told my kids if they beat this, I'll buy them a PS5.
So you're good then, because they ain't beating it, I don't think.
Those kids ain't beating it. Like the first game, I can remember the first NES game I ever beat was Wizards and Warriors.
Oh, wow. I never did that.
There was no continues and there was no passwords, and you just had to keep playing.
I'll never forget. So my older brother, who didn't play as many video games as I did, but we both got that Nintendo for Christmas. That's that alert that pops up when people subscribe. That's it.
There it is.
Yeah.
And we were playing that game.
They all have red.
They all have the red from the comic book, and we're all playing the game like, where are all these characters in this game coming from? I don't remember them from the cartoon. Like, nothing made sense, but we didn't care. It was the Ninja Turtles. But we lived in Corsicana, Texas, and one of our neighbors had like one of those guest houses that was kind of up on stilts. Because remember, you kind of had to go up this ladder to get into it. That's where they had their Nintendo. And Dan and I got that Nintendo. That's that alert that you'll see when people subscribe to my channel. Me freaking out that Nintendo. Like,
oh my god, a Nintendo!
Yeah. The fact, again, and I put this over all the time. The fact my dad recorded absolutely everything that I can pull clips from my childhood to have on Twitch. Talk about gratitude, like thousands of hours of footage. But we went over there, and my brother was the one that was trying to beat Super Mario Brothers, and when he finally beat it, how disappointed he was in that ending. We didn't even know what an ending really was, but there was just this sense of like, this has got to be awesome when you finally finish this thing. And it's just like the worst looking pixel art for the princess that you could have ever seen. And he goes in there and he's like, I just remember that's it. And then it just starts you over with it a little bit harder.